This is No Man's Sky, I'm Diamond. Welcome to episode 9 of our Fresh Start playthrough. Last episode, we built up a fleet, or maybe about half a fleet, of frigates to go ahead and start running missions for us. We ran out of fuel by the end of it after we sent all of the ships out. So in between episodes, I kind of went out, did some hopping around, some exploring, found some nice planets, but I also managed to get some more fuel. Basically, we have 3 fresh stacks, 50 tons, 100 tons, and 200 tons. So this should give us plenty of fuel to do another batch of missions. But all of the missions we sent out are now finished. So we should be able to go over here and check the status. And I'm kind of curious to see what the results are gonna be. All right, debrief. I think they'll give us like a whole description here. It kind of tells you like what they did chronologically, but this is your rewards, so not much for that one. Yeah, some venom sacs, some geknip, more sac venom, get some units, get some stuff we can sell, units. Well, we're actually making decent cash with this stuff. Given that this is passive income, Gravitino balls. That's not too bad, just for 1. Now, we only were able to send out 2, so. Oh, yeah. See, just that mission alone gives us enough credits to actually get our next ship. So these fleets should be able to pay for themselves here in a couple of days. Let's see, units, pearls, some activated copper, units, indium, which will be worth a lot. I may actually hang on to some of this, because we're gonna need this we're gonna need indium and a few other things for upgrades here in a minute. Storage augmentation? What kind of storage augmentation? Oh, is that for the starship? Let's see where it put it. I think it puts it, what, in the freighter? Okay, here we go. Yeah, starship expansion. Okay, we'll hang on to this for now, but excellent. So now we'll be able to make the inventory a little bit larger. All right, so let's take a look at the next round of expeditions, and we'll send out more now that we have way more fuel. We'll do a trade expedition. That one will take 20 hours. So now we're getting into kind of once a day. Let's see here. We'll send the Leviathan. And then maybe do a support vessel for them. This one's gonna be balanced. We wanna do a little bit of everything, so we'll send the Normandy. Let's see, what it's not good at is trade and industry, so it's gonna need a mining vessel. Ooh, happen to have 1. That should actually work. Because it's a 2-star difficulty, but we've got 3 stars overall rating. And between those 3 ships, yeah, it actually does a nice job. Okay, so launch that. And then 1-star discovery, we'll skip that for now. This is discovery, this is combat. We have 1,000,000 combat vessels, so we can probably just send all of them for this. Yeah, look at all these. We actually have too many. We're probably gonna have to get rid of some of them. Okay, so now we have a 1-star. Actually, let's do the 2-star. What do we even have left? Yeah, there's not really any point doing those. And we'll give them a support. Yeah, see, 5 stars. That should easily get done. I mean, we might as well send... as many as we can. And we'll send this one just to do an expedition. And then 250 tons. Alright, so we actually had enough fuel to send all of them. So we've just sent out 5 expeditions. And we still have tons and tons of fuel. So like it didn't even touch this stack. It got through maybe half of this one and all of the 50s. So that wasn't too bad. So getting a full stack, so 1 full stack of 200 tons will actually last us quite a while. All right, so the next thing we want to do is Ghost in the Machine is the MSQ, the main story quest. We want to start progressing in that now, since it'll start giving us base parts. It'll give us some NPCs we can deploy into our bases, and it'll actually give us a lot of blueprints that we're able to use to actually build a fully functional base. So we want to get started in that. What we're gonna need though is we're gonna need more salvage data. So that's the first thing we're gonna do. So probably for the first half of this episode, we're gonna go grab some salvage data. In order to grab salvage data, there's a couple of good planets I found for it. One will actually allow us to get some money while we're doing it. Oh, let's take a look here. Yeah, one of them is gonna allow us to actually make decent amounts of money while we're getting salvage data. The other one is one we saw in the previous episode where we're gonna be exploring to try to find the other 2 pieces of our Nanite Farm. But the first thing is to head into the anomaly, because there's a couple of blueprints we want to grab from here. Okay, so we're gonna come right here to the construction research station. Running across the planets is always kind of annoying to do that for long stretches of time, so we're gonna want some vehicles. Now, I probably went the wrong direction here, but let's find the... Here we go. Yep, I did go the wrong way. So we want some transport modules. Now, we've got a little bit of salvage data here. It's gonna be enough to get us 2 things. The roamer is good, but I want something that's gonna be able to get across water. So we're gonna want the Nomad, at least for now. It's relatively quick. It'll hover above the ground, which makes it a little bit easier to drive around on rougher planets than the roamer would be. So we're gonna go with that. All right, so the next thing we're gonna need to do is get the resources we need to actually construct vehicles, which means we need something called paraffinium. Now, usually they're gonna be on like paradise or tropical planets, so we're gonna head to one of those now to get the resources that we need. So this is a planet that I came across while actually exploring around and gathering the fleet, or getting frigates put together for our fleet. And this one's kind of nice because it has ancient bones scattered throughout the planet, and it's tropical, or temperate at least. That way we don't have to worry about any kind of extreme weather conditions. The sentinels aren't too bad on the planet, like they're not aggressive or particularly hostile. And it's gonna give us all of the basic resources: silver, paraffinium, and copper. So it's actually a pretty nice little planet to make a base on. So I got a basic structure built up there. So we're gonna find some paraffinium on this planet and get started. And then we'll use the small laser. It's gonna take a minute or 2, but it's gonna be worth it. All right, so that gives us quite a bit. 764, that's gonna be more than enough. I'm pretty sure, let me have a look at... Yeah, you're not gonna need much. That will give us nomads, or in this case, roamers on several planets. Although I think we're gonna stick with the nomad right now. So let's head back to the base, and we'll get this constructed. Here we go. This'll be nice. All right, so let's have a look around. See where we wanna go first. How are we looking on inventory? Plenty of space. All right, well, we've got a salvage data right here, so let's grab this while we're here. And then let's look around for some ancient bones first. See if there's any of them nearby. If not, then we may have to travel for just a bit. Nope, not much nearby. Now, it won't let you scan for things while you're in the vehicle, so... So you gotta mark it first, and then hop back in the vehicle, and then go on your way. Here we go. There's a burial site right there. Yeah, and once you get here, these burial sites will start to split up. Like, it'll show as one on your scan, but once you get there, it'll start to divide up. This one looks like it has 2. Sometimes you can get 4 or 5, I believe. Oop, wrong one. Let's clear all this stuff out. And then see what we're working with. Yeah, and that one was chip bone fragments, not great. About 75,000. That's usually on the low end of what you're gonna find. Some of these can be worth a couple of million. And we got a nice little crashed freighter here. Now, I'm not gonna lie, so far I haven't been all that impressed with what these give you, but let's give it a shot and see what we've got. Looks like it's giving me trade goods at this point. It used to be resources. We'll keep going and see what we get. Oh, salvage frigate. Okay. I take it back. Let's see what else we get. Units. Well, it was actually 250,000 units. I'll admit, I don't remember it giving you that much cash. Let's keep going.
Radiation protection falling.
Alright, so unless... Let me have one... Oh, no, that's a buried cache. That's not the same thing. Yeah, unless I missed something, that should be everything. Let's see what the haul was. Well, okay, 1 unstable gel, that's worth about 50,000. That's about 500,000 in trade goods, that's nice. These things are invaluable, because they're just so hard to get. And it gave us some salvage data and some credits. Okay, well I take it back. If that's regularly what these things will give, then yeah, they're gonna be worth doing. Let's move on. All right, so that should let's have a look at what we've gotten so far. So after maybe about 20 minutes or so, we're working on our third stack, which this will actually take us a long way, but we're gonna get one more stack, but we're gonna switch planets to do it. But so far on this planet, let's have a look here. This is what we've managed to bring in for skeletons. Now we're gonna go sell all of this off, but we've, you know, in 20 minutes, we've gotten a couple of stacks of salvage data and probably maybe 5 million. Well, yeah, we'll see how this adds up. Maybe 4 million in excavated bones, so not too bad. All right, now we're back on the planet of our Nanite Farm, and we're gonna try to continue that. Now let's build a vehicle here, and we're gonna do the same thing. Oh, metal plating and iron battery, hang on. Or ion battery.
Radiation protection falling.
There we go. Now we have a vehicle on this planet as well, and we're gonna do the same thing. Now we don't have any bones around here, so we're just gonna hop from salvage data to salvage data, but what I'm hoping to run into is another collection of these curious deposits. And while we're here, I might as well get this started. Yeah, this one I had it running, so that's 1,000 nanites just sitting there ready to go. We absolutely need better lighting in here, that's for sure. Right now, we pretty much live like cavemen, but we'll be fine. All of our bases are ugly, the ships are basic, but it's getting the job done. And there we go. So by the time we get back to the base, we'll have another 1,300 nanites waiting for us. Oh, would you look at this? We got, I don't know, I can still see the other base. And we found our next patch. This is a much bigger patch. And it's gonna take a bit more to get this encased. I think what we're gonna need to do is just build a platform. We wanna make sure we get all of it. Yeah, so we're gonna need to basically build a platform on the flat areas here. And then get all of this surrounded so that we can mine it. So let me get started on that. Okay, so a wall right about here. We'll keep this stuff enclosed. And we're almost running ourselves out of carbon, but that's not a problem. There's plenty of stuff around. And similar to the previous one, just keep it nice and basic. Alright, let's finish clearing this out. Yeah, that's nice. That's a good little... okay. Yep, we're in good shape. Alright, so all said and done, this one gives us... almost 13,000. So this is gonna give us somewhere, oh wow. This will give us about 2,500 nanites every time we come in here. Now we're gonna have to come back in a minute. Well, actually, let me see if I can build everything right now. Plating and tubes, yeah, I think we're okay. And then dihydrogen, okay, so we're fine. So let me take a minute, and we're gonna get this place fully built.
Radiation protection falling.
Alright, so we'll get some basic power. Now, it won't turn on until daylight hits. We're in the middle of the night right now. But this should do it. Let me get into camera mode so you can actually see what's going on here. And there we go. I'm probably not gonna do anything more than this. Once this powers on, we're gonna be able to hop back and forth between these two bases through the teleporters. Now, every time we do that, now it should take, I think, 3 of these bases. It could be just the 2, we'll have to test it out, but I think it'll need 3 of these bases to respawn, meaning like, we'll harvest everything here, get the refiner working, hop over to here, harvest, get the refiner working, go to our 3rd base, get the refiner working, and then loop back. By the time we come back, all of that will be respawned and we can put it in the 2nd refiner. And we just keep going until we have enough nanites to do whatever it is that we want to do. So we have a constant nanite farm now that doesn't involve combat. Now we can go ahead and fight sentinels, and that's a really, really good way to get nanites as well, but I mean, that gets pretty intense, so if you want to be able to just kind of relax, watch YouTube or whatever it is you want to do in the background and just get some nanites, these bases are perfect for that. But anyway, this needs to power on. Let's get this guy started. It's gonna take a few minutes. Oh, these are kind of backwards. All right, I gotta reverse these. I'm not gonna be able to live with that. There we go, good enough. All right, let's get one of these guys started since these don't need power to function. But we got, this'll give me 500. This is a full stack, once I can find it. There it is. Jeez, I probably went by it twice. And that's gonna give us 2,000. So this'll give us about 2,500 every round. I think a full stack, let me see. How long does this take to do? About 20 minutes. So you're gonna need a lot of these. Obviously, that's why you go to some guys' bases and they have just massive rows of like a dozen of these or 2 dozen, because they can just keep going and going and going. And then by the time the first one finishes, they're able to extract and they've got another stack to put right into it, so. Anyway, so we've got a little mini nanite farm going. Let's keep going with our salvage data.
Protection falling.
There it is. Yep, here we go. This is a curious deposit. This should be our 3rd. This looks like a big one too. I mean, the first one that we found so far has been the smallest, so this one's gonna be a little trickier to get encased, just because it's on such a steep hill. But we should be fine. I should be able to just build some walls right down here. Get a base computer here, and then we're gonna be warping between the 3 of them. Oop, I'm gonna get stabbed. Oh no, he missed. And then we're gonna warp between the 3 of them to see what we're getting for nanites. But it'll take me just a minute. Let me get this one enclosed. Okay, this looks like it's in good shape. Let's have a look at it. Oop, get out of here. Yeah, that keeps everything fully enclosed, and then when I start harvesting, it should just roll right down to the bottom of the hill and not be a problem. There's no gaps here, so it won't escape. So I think at this point, let's do a test run. I'm pretty sure 3 refiners isn't going to be enough. Or at the very least, we're not going to be able to just do constant runs. But let's hop between the 3 of them and see what we're getting for production on the Nanite Farm. Because I think 3 will be more than enough. 3 bases, I should say. We're going to need more than 3 medium refiners. But let's hop between the 3 bases and see what we're getting for nanites. Okay, so we're back at our original nanite base. And what we're gonna do is, like I said, let me make sure all these are empty. But we're gonna make a run between the 3 of them. And just see, like I said, see what our results are. Alright, so this first base has given us 7,000. So let's hop over to nanite 2. This one gave me over 10,000, so I think we're gonna get a full stack out of this. Might be a little easier if we just go ahead and get them all stacked up at the bottom before we do this. Alright, now the mining laser can build up heat, and this should go a lot faster. Although I have so many upgrades to this mining laser that it takes forever to build up heat. Alright, we'll get this first medium refiner started. This one... yeah, we're getting about... almost 13,000 out of here. Yep, so there's 2,000 just sitting waiting for us. Let's see if we can fill this up. Alright, let's go to base number 3. Alright, so this is the one we just found. Let's get all these... let's get them all down to the bottom of the hill. Just to make sure there's no... make sure nothing's gonna escape. Okay, so that one... yep, that was another big one. That one gave me another 12,000. So yeah, the first one we discovered is actually the smallest. I don't know why the camera whips me around like that. And the lighting is awful in here, we're gonna need to fix that. Alright, so now we're gonna head back to the first base, and if I'm right, all of this stuff should have respawned by now. Yep, here we go. Alright, let's get all this pushed into the corner, and we're gonna keep going until we've got all of the refineries full. Basically, I want to see how many laps it's gonna take me before I'm just sitting and waiting for the medium refineries to finish. Now, it looks like he's not... this keeps attracting their attention, and I usually put a roof over the place just so that they can't get in, but it looks like he can't actually spot me through the wall, so the roof is not needed, which is nice. Or, oh, this time he can get to me. Oh, you bastard. Yeah, yeah. Can they even find me in here? No, they can't. So yeah, you just run back into the base. They can't find you inside. Alright, so we're on our 3rd lap here. I have a feeling that by the time we finish this 3rd lap, we'll be waiting for refineries. Although... yeah. Since this one's not filling up an entire stack, then we'll have extra from the other 2 bases that we'll use to fill these up. So, looks like the answer is gonna be 3 laps. Until we build more medium refineries. we'll make sure that all of these refineries are topped off. Like this one has a lot to go. This one's about 50%. Let's stop it. Let's go here. Let's put a full stack into him and begin. And we'll just grab the nanite. So that's gonna have another 2,000. All right, so now all of the, oh, I take it back. We've got a refiner not running. Did it just finish? Oh, beautiful. All right, so let's put a stack in here. And we don't have a lot left over. Okay, perfect. Well then let's do this. I should have room enough there, so stop it, put it here. Right, that only needed 200 more, and then begin. All right, let's head back to base 1, and I think all of those refiners should still be running. All right, so this one finished. Okay, and those are running now. All right, so we'll harvest this, so we're pretty close. I bet we could do probably 2 more refiners at each of the bases, and then we would be able to just run constantly. That's something we'll do later on, though. Right now, we've got probably about 15,000 nanites coming our way once all this finishes, so that's good enough for now. There. So we have all 9 medium refiners running right now, so we're gonna just let them do their thing. So that took about 3 laps to fill it up, and then if I do maybe 2 more refiners at each of the bases, I mean, technically could just do a constant run. But in the meantime, we're in pretty good shape. So running around looking for all 3 of those spots and getting those bases built netted us some pretty good stuff. Like these are all gonna sell for nanites as well, and then we've got about 4.5 stacks of salvage data, which is more than enough salvage data. So let's head over to the anomaly, and we're gonna open up some construction options before we get back to the MSQ. All right, so we're back to the anomaly. This is where we wanted to go. Now, there's a couple of, I'll probably open up a few of the prefabs. But I also, let's take a look here. Not aquatic, we're not gonna worry about that. Not posters, decorations. We'll get into all of that, but we're not worried about that right now. Basically, I just need, here we go, gas extractors. Supply depots, because we wanna start mining on these planets. Basically, these mineral extractors and gas extractors are gonna allow us to just take stuff from the planet and the atmosphere. So I don't have to walk around mining copper, paraffinium, or any of the other silver, any of the other resources. We're just gonna have these running constantly and putting it in our supply depot so we can just go grab it whenever we need it. And then this, the electromagnetic generator, we're gonna start using to power the bases, and we get way more power out of these than we're gonna get out of the solar panels. These we're not gonna worry about, because I think the MSQ's, I think, gonna give us a lot of these. There'll be still a chunk of them that we don't get from the main story quest, but this'll open up a few of them, so we don't have to spend salvage data on it. For timber, I'm just gonna open up, oh yeah. I wish I didn't have to do that whole message each time. But we're gonna just open up all these construction options. I'm not worried about doing stone at this point. I'm not worried about doing alloy. I think at this point, we'll kind of just stick to wood. Let's see if there's anything else. I think storage units, now we'll find out. The MSQ may actually open up a bunch of the storage units for us. I believe it will, so I'm gonna not spend any salvage data on those. Prefabs, give me a couple of these prefabs. I want this just so that I can quickly throw up a base if I need to. Okay, that's good enough for that. I'm not worried about the small prefabs. I'm not worried about the message things. Oxygen harvester, that would be nice to have. We'll get one of those set up. I think that's probably gonna be just about everything. Like, things like nutrient processor, all that, I'm definitely gonna get it, but I don't wanna spend 10, 20, 30, you know, salvage data on this right now. I kinda wanna get conservative a little bit. We've got 2 vehicles, that's gonna be more than enough. Although, this would actually be kinda nice. We're not gonna worry about that until we're really exploring the planetary systems. Aquatic, we don't care, and then we're back into decoration. So, let's have a look. So, alloy, we don't care. Stone, we don't care. Timber, we opened up. So we've got basically the entire timber tree opened up. It just means we can make bases that actually look nice instead of just kind of these square wooden garbage boxes that we've been doing right now. So, we're in pretty good shape. So if we exit out of here. Okay, now, yeah. It's gonna do this for a while. Now, I don't know why game developers think they need to do this. Pokemon does this too. There's a bunch of games that do this kind of thing, where they have to stop and tell you every individual thing that happens within the game. You really don't. Like, I know I got all these and they're gonna be in my catalog because I just went through the menus. So I'm gonna wait this out and then I'll bring you guys back when this finishes. Alright, so that finished up, so we're good to go. So at this point, we'll probably call it an episode. We're in really, really good shape. We've got a really nice nanite farm. I'll be going back to them in a few minutes to collect all those nanites. That'll give us another 15,000. So we'll be able to buy upgrades and anything we want with nanites pretty much whenever we want now that we've got that up and running. We're also in pretty good shape as far as resources go. We've got some spare salvage data, so if things come up and we want to grab it, we can just go right here and get it. So we didn't spend everything, which is a good thing. You always want to keep some stuff in reserve. So I think next episode, we'll actually start tackling the MSQ and then maybe spend a couple of episodes just getting through the main story entirely before we start doing some endgame stuff. But again, guys, I'm getting tons of support. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.